Welcome home, my friend. You made it. You walked out those gates and now you are free. Oh, I know how you feel right now. Every nerve in your body is on fire. You're electric. You're ready to go do stuff. But if you're anything like me, underneath all of that excitement is this undercurrent of anxiety. How am I going to do all of this? Well, I have for you today 5 tips for success after prison. Because not only do we not want to go back to prison, but we want to be successful. And so I got some things to share with you that helped me. Tip number 1. If you're like most of us, you had some sort of routine in there. Maybe you got up, you brushed your teeth, washed your face, make your bed. If you're on an open yard, you went out, ran some laps or walked some laps or did some burpees in the cell or whatever it was. You had some sort of routine. Keep that routine, because what that does is it gives you a discipline, right? And it helps you make that transition. I mean, you're going from an environment where everything's structured to this. So you need to keep some of that structure in your life. When you do this, it gives you a measure of control over your life. And when you feel as if you have control over your life, then you have confidence, right? You have confidence that you can shape your own circumstances. And that confidence is going to come through in everything you do. When you go to a job interview, when you're talking to someone about getting a house, they're going to see confidence in you, and then they're going to have confidence in you. So it's very important to do that. Now, if you rode your rack all morning until Price is Right came on, and no judgment, I've done it, no big deal. But you have an amazing opportunity right now. Your whole world is shook up. Your slate is wiped clean, like one of those etching sketches, right? You have the ability now to choose which habits you develop for the next 30 days, because it takes 30 days to create habits. Create the habits that you want to have, the things that are going to lead you to where you want to be in life. Now, if that means getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, meditating, going for a run, feeling like a beast before you go to work, do it. Start those habits now, because your habits are your destiny. There is a quote, and it goes, I can't remember. Wait, hold on. It goes, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And you know who said that? That's my boy, Aristotle. Maybe the father of philosophy. He's the man wearing a toga, knew a bunch of stuff, right? So listen to him. And because we are creatures of habits, you will develop habits, good or bad, whether you like it or not. Why not be conscious of the things you're creating, the things you're doing, because your habits are your destiny. I don't know who said that. Maybe I did, but it's true. And that leads me to tip number 2. Now, this only applies if you have substance abuse issues. And if you're like me and most of the people I met in prison, substance abuse has been an issue in your life. And most likely, indirectly or directly, a reason you ended up in prison. So if substances are an issue, the first thing I say to go do, even though this is tip 2, it's the first thing you should do, is go to a meeting. Go to AA, NA, CA, whatever A you want to go to, and go there. And not only to stay sober, even though that is the most important thing, because without sobriety, none of this is possible. It's just a slow road back to prison, sometimes a fast road back to prison. What I suggest is going to a meeting, because you're going to surround yourself with people who are sober. And you are who you hang out with. If you hang out with sober people, you're going to be sober. You can get a sponsor, someone you can talk to in times of need, someone who can be there for you. Not only that, is it creates a network. When you go to these meetings, right, and they see that you're on the right path, you're doing what you're supposed to do, opportunities open up. You know, you get job opportunities, you get housing opportunities, you get all of this stuff, because it's such a great community that looks out for each other. So I suggest go to a meeting. I owe all of the great things in my life today, I owe it to my sobriety, because without it, none of this would be here. Maybe you got some clean time because you've been in prison. Or if you're like me, maybe you went to prison and your addiction got worse. before it got better. Either way, go to a meeting. And that brings us to tip number 3. Get your mind right. Now, it is so easy to fall into that attitude that the world is against me. The cards are stacked against me. No one wants me to succeed. This defeatist attitude of the system is designed to keep me down. All of this, I understand. And while it may be true, that attitude is going to defeat you before anything else will, because it kills motivation. Now, if you instead look at these barriers that you run up against as challenges, as things that are going to make you into the person that you're supposed to be. Character, okay. The strength of our character is going to be forged in the fires of adversity. Whew, that's a good quote. Did I make that up? Probably not. I don't know. Probably heard it somewhere, but it's still a really good quote. I like it. Strength of the character will be forged in the fires of adversity. Okay. All right. Anyway, another thing is I imagine what it's going to be like when I tell my grandkids about this time of my life someday. And I want to tell them a story of how old Papa went up against overwhelming odds and came out victorious. That gives me my motivation, right? So find your motivation, keep that attitude at bay. And the other thing, the most important thing of all about having a good attitude is practice gratitude. Just be grateful for all the great things in your life. Even if the only thing you're grateful for is not being in prison anymore, all of a sudden that gratitude, that feeling of, wow, my life is full of great things, it creates a life of abundance. And it's like this magical universal law that all of a sudden opportunities come your way, people come your way, things just start to fit together. So just be grateful. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have everything you ever wanted. And now that brings us to tip number 4. Now it's going to sound kind of, but just try it, okay? No. Daydream about your future. I mean, picture it in vivid detail. Whatever it is that you most want. Maybe it's living out on a big stretch of land in a cabin where you go out fishing every morning, hunting, you just live off the land, and maybe that is your dream, right? Picture it. Or maybe the future that you see is your kids. They're graduating from college and they're giving their valedictorian speech. And in that speech, they're thanking people. They're like, I want to thank mom, or I want to thank dad, and I want to thank them for teaching me how to be a great person. Imagine them saying that. And want it. Get excited about this future, because what's going to happen is in every moment of your life, you're going to be working towards this future, not even thinking about it, because it's something that is instilled in you. You feel it, you know it, you want it, you're going to get it, right? So sit down in those dark hours and imagine your future and just daydream about it and make it real, manifest it. And that's going to give you the motivation to continue when things don't go your way, because they're not always going to go your way. And in order to overcome those failures and overcome those obstacles, you have to have something that is pulling you through. And that brings us to tip number 5. Just take it step by step. I know all of this is super overwhelming. If you just take it step by step, don't get overwhelmed. I mean, it's all going to get done. You don't have to get it all done today. Just figure out the next thing you have to do and then do it. That's it. That's simple. That's all you do is figure out the next thing, do it. The next thing, do it. Now, if you've imagined your future, each of those next things is going to arise naturally, because you already have that goal of where you want to go. And then you just keep doing the next thing until you get there. So that's tip number 5. Now, this is the first video I'm doing. I'm doing a documentary about the challenges people face when they get out of prison. And while I'm creating this documentary, I'm thinking, man, I should be doing something to help. I should be sharing my experience, trying to get people through this tough time. So that's what this video is about. there's going to be more videos. I'm going to create a series of these videos, and we're going to touch on everything from relationship issues to practical things you need to do, like going to DES and getting the bus pass and all of the things that I had to do when I first got out. So we're going to go through this. If you're interested, if this was helpful in any way, hit subscribe. Hit the like. I don't know, I'm still learning all this stuff, right? When I first went into prison, I had a flip phone, and I got out, and like they're telling me I gotta download an app. Like, what's an app? I don't know. It's like a program? No, it's an app. You mean a program? No, it's called an app. Okay, so why do I need to download it? Anyway, what I'm saying is, if you're watching this YouTube channel and you just got out of prison, well done. I applaud thee, because I mean, you're already on the right track. You're already doing things for your future. Right? Now, there's a bunch of other YouTube channels. Search for whatever you need to know, man. You can learn everything. That's how I've learned how to do this, what I'm doing right now. So just do it. Get out there, do it. Hit that subscribe if you want to see more videos. Do it, man. Make a life, not only a life of mediocre acceptance, make a life of success. Till next time.